Hello, rockers, metalheads, horror hounds. Welcome back to my channel. Last week I made a video that's update my newest horror laserdisc collection, and now I have about 20 more to show you. I had them last time too, but I wanted to break it up. I don't want to keep making like ones with like 10 to 12, so there's about, I don't know, 19 or 20 here that I didn't show last time, and I'm just going to run through it really quickly. And so just to show them off some of these rare ass versions I have, this will be the last one that I've done for a while because I already showed a long time ago all my collection before, and then last week with my update. So this is the second and final part for now. It might be a while before I get any more, but yeah, I have one heavy hitter coming that's hundreds of dollars in a couple months. So yeah, when my buddy gets back from vacation, he lives half the year in Japan, Thailand. So he's lucky. I have something in my throat. Anyway, let's get it started. First up, Hong Kong version of my favorite Carnosaur film, Carnosaur 2. You know, when they're in the empty warehouse and, you know, nuclear warehouse, and somehow they get released. Yeah, it's really cool, really cheesy. Apparently the new Jurassic Park did shitty, so I'm like, maybe you should have just watched Carnosaur instead. Here's Reanimator, a classic Jeffrey Combs, mad scientist, you know, Brian Yuzna film. Also did Society, needs no introduction. Got this at Scarefest last year, one of the few conventions that had laserdiscs. You can see it's gatefold, and it's a special edition. Has 20 additional minutes of footage, deleted scenes, you know, audio commentary by Yuzna and Stuart Gordon, all that, yada yada yada. Here's one of my favorite giallo slasher movies ever made. Stage Fright's the name, but this is the Japanese version, obviously. The one where the killer escapes from a mental hospital with the owl head, and in a theater, they're doing a theater production, and the character has an owl head, and he puts it on and starts killing people in the theater. It's a really good movie. If you love slasher movies, you'll love this movie, so check it out if you haven't already. Stage Fright. This one is not very good. They made a sequel, which I watched once when it came out in the late 90s. This is the first one, The Fear. Morty, the, you know, indigenous symbol mannequin that's like spiritually possessed by the native spirits. Yeah, and he starts moving on his own, and, you know, people turn up dead, and you know, Morty. But yeah, it's okay. It has a special soundtrack featuring a bunch of bands I don't know or like. So, but yeah, mid 90s they made a sequel which did even worse. But I think I actually like the sequel more because it's more of him moving around and killing people, as bad as it looks. But yeah, that's The Fear. The second one's called The Fear Halloween Night. Check it out if you want. Here's a John Carpenter movie that not a lot of people talk about as much, and that's In the Mouth of Madness. He's going to be at Steel City Con, which in August. I doubt I'll get to meet him because I don't have VIP and I don't want to pay all that money, and I'll have to wait like 6 hours because the Steel City Con's the biggest fucking joke in terms of organization. But yeah, it's In the Mouth of Madness. It has Sam Neill from, you know, Jurassic Park and all that, and it's a very interesting movie. Another H.P. Lovecraft movie, just like Reanimator. It's based on one of his stories where it's hard to explain really. It's about an author and all that. I mean, you have to watch it because I can't explain it because it's not straightforward, but it's pretty popular. You know what if you know, you know, which you should know that movie. This one is his classic, in my opinion, next to Halloween and They Live. The Thing. Needs no introduction. Kurt Russell, you know, Keith David, Antarctica and all that. The monster. Unearthed in the snow, and one by one they turn into people are disguised as the monster, and then yeah, it's amazing. If you don't know The Thing, you shouldn't be watching this fucking channel anyway. So that's The Thing, Laserdisc. This one's really cool. I haven't watched it in a long time. I'm going to watch it soon. I have the DVD. Brad Dourif, Death Machine, or trapped in like this building when mad scientist Brad Dourif creates this killer death machine robot, traps him inside. Yeah, it's really cool. It's one of his most underrated roles. And if I had this in time, I would have got him to sign this when I went to Monster Mania, but I didn't have it. I just got it recently, which would have been a fucking sweet thing to have him sign. So, yeah, as I said, I'm going through this pretty quickly, so feel free to talk about any of these if you want to. And here it is, Street Trash. Got the baseball tee on, the original artwork. This is the alternate artwork. Yeah, this is the German release, I believe, but it's NTSC. And if the rich had their choice, they would give everybody homeless, Viper, liquor to kill all the poor people, and the rich would rule everything. But I like George Carlin's version better. Get rid of golf. Golf sucks. Fucking golf courses take up too much room. The ball is that fucking big. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see like how the body melts after all the homeless people drink it in the movie. Yeah, it's the most famous scenes when the guy's on the toilet, which is this shirt. But next up, Terror Vision, where the guy fixes his satellite dish and somehow interferes with these aliens that come through the satellite dish and has a big eyeball, and as you see right there, and the big, I don't know how to explain, the big ass monster with teeth and shit. It's really weird. Had Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted in it, and Garrett Grant from Child's Play 2 and Used Cars. It's cheesy as shit. The guy, one of the guys in there is a big metalhead like me. He has a Wasp shirt on. He's like, "You like metal?" He's a metalhead. But yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time. I need to pick it back up. And Japanese version of Terror Vision, which is pretty expensive to get. This one is voted one of the worst movies of all time. Had all these famous actors in it, like Michael Caine, Olivia de Havilland. You can read them all here. You can see it. But yeah, the swarm, killer bees descend on this town. And it's so cheesy, like it's because it's late 70s special effects and all these old famous actors running from their lives from the swarm. My favorite part is when the train gets derailed because the conductor gets scared by fucking bees and it derails over the mountain and fucking explodes. It's voted one of the worst movies ever because it's so cheesy. And it's 2.5 hours. There's 2 discs in here. So it's no wonder it's bad, because all you need is fucking bee spray after a while and problem solved. This one was thrown in when I bought the discs. I've never watched it. I can't comment on it. It's got terrible reviews on IMDb, The Immortalizer. I guess the guy steals like people's brains and for, I don't know, trying to kill young people and put them in old people's brains. I don't know. But yeah, I've never watched it. It looks really bad, but I'll have to give it a spin. This one's a classic, but I've never seen this one before, this version. Look at this one, Nightmare on Elm Street. It says New Nightmare on Elm Street. Or maybe it's Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I haven't watched it yet, but it was thrown in. Yeah, I think it's Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Okay. New Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know if it's the original. Have that right on camera? I don't know. And this is why it's weird, because I've never seen this one before. It's an Indonesian release, and I can't tell if it's the fucking. I don't think it's. Yeah, I think it's Wes Craven's New Nightmare, because looking at the back here, it's definitely not Nightmare on Elm Street. But yeah, it's an Indonesian release, and I'm definitely gonna have to watch this out. Watch this for the first time. It was free, so because it's ripped up, but I mean the disc is in good shape. But yeah, Wes Craven's New Nightmare on Elm Street. I guess it might be the original. I don't know. It's weird, but I don't recognize the fucking pictures on the back. So maybe it is the first one. Here's one I was also thrown in because it's beat up. It's a full moon movie, which I've never watched yet either. Sea people, or like the tree people thingies that terrorize. Yeah, it's like Critters, but worse, because I love Critters. I can't say that it's worse because I've never watched it, but I intend to watch it eventually. It's in good shape. The disc is in good shape. It's just the jacket is bad. Here's one I wish I had when I met Jason Lively. I just got him to sign a DVD because I didn't have it with me at the time, and that's the Night of the Creeps. Tom Atkins, Jason Lively, really cool. Slither was kind of like the remake of it, not as good. But yeah, I got this one free also. It's a good movie, really cheesy, good fun. I didn't have this when I met Alex Vincent either. I had the VHS, Child's Play 2. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm a huge Child's Play fan. I would have got Brad Dourif to sign this too. I didn't have it at the time. This is probably my favorite Child's Play. The first one's awesome too. I need 3 and Bride of Chucky to complete the laserdisc collection. Bride of Chucky is one of the grails to get. It's really expensive and a late release, but I need to get it because I love Chucky. This one wasn't as good as the original, but this is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. You know, had Jack Black in a supporting role, and they're stranded in the Bahamas during a storm. I mean, it's cheesy, but you know, I love slashers, so I like part of it. It has Jeffrey Combs in this too, where he gets murdered. He was the front office hotel clerk. But yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's not the first movie, but I liked it a little bit. I mean, you know, you're pretty stupid if you think Rio is the capital of Brazil, but that's neither here nor there. Here's The Stepfather. Amazing movie. Terry O'Quinn's just perfect. Do not watch the fucking shitty remake. They have 2 other ones. I have Stepfather 2. Stepfather 3 I do not have. Stepfather 2 I have on VHS. But this is based on John List, serial killer who killed his family, I think in the late 80s, or late 70s, early 80s. And he was finally captured because his story was on America's Most Wanted. But yeah, it's a very good film. Also has the girl from Popcorn and Cutting Class, Jill Sheldon and Sheldon. So yeah, it's really good thriller. Terry O'Quinn's a master at playing a psychopath. Here's another John Carpenter film. It's not my favorite. It's like in the middle, but The Fog. You know, the mist people come out in the fog. It has another Jamie Lee Curtis movie, horror film back in the early 80s. And it has Adrienne Barbeau. Critics dismissed it when it first came out, but over the years it's gained a big following and a lot of people love it now, and it's got a better reputation. I like it. I wouldn't consider it upper echelon Carpenter, but it's a fun movie to watch. The remake's terrible again. Here's one, a Wes Craven movie you don't hear a lot of people talk about. Wishmaster has Robert Englund in it, and yeah, where they had like the jewel and yeah, the ancient like Jin, that's it, the DGINN ruler, and you have that jewel when it curses you and everything. It's really good. I mean, it's not straightforward because it's like a lot of sci-fi horror, so I can't explain it unless you watch the movie. But yeah, the jewel, the ruby, is the main. You can see it right there. Plot behind that, but I highly recommend watching it because it has a lot of good actors. It has who else is in this? Tammy Lauren, Andrew Divoff. He's the guy who plays the Jinn. He was at Scarefest, but I didn't have this at the time to get him to sign it. And Kane Hodder makes a small appearance also, just like he does at every fucking festival. He's at everything. And here's the original Child's Play. This is the last one, I think. So yeah, a classic. You know, the one that started it all. I should have got this signed, but I didn't have it at the time either. I just had the doll and the little figure and everything. But yeah, the first one might be my favorite, but I think 2 is just edges it out just barely. And lastly, I wanted to tell you that I went to Altoona last weekend for Sci-Fi Con. It was all mostly cartoons and voice actors, but I'm a big Ninja Turtles fan, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, and I got them to sign this. All 4 of them signed this. It's hard to see with the damn glare, but yeah, all 4 of them signed. And I got this jacket signed. I was worried about it because it might bleed through, but I got these fabric markers and it worked. Look at this jacket, it's rad. You can see that signature barely there, but it's hard to see. There's Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo. So yeah, that's my update for all my horror movies. I have another one coming, like I said, in a couple months. That's really rare, really rare. So be on the lookout for that. And my hair's a fucking mess, like always. Thank you for watching, and I'll put the part 1 in the description at the end of this video if you want to watch it, if you haven't watched it yet. And the next video will probably be more music, back to music, because it's easier for me to talk about. It's my passion more than movies, although I love movies too. And I like to travel more next year, and hopefully I can make short videos and upload them on here, like where I'm going, what I'm doing. I'm not going to take a GoPro or anything, you know, if I can't afford to travel, one, and if, you know, these fucking restrictions are lifted in most places, but that's here nor there. Thank you for all so much for watching. Keep on rocking. Keep on watching cheesy ass horror films. Thank you everybody out there in YouTube land. I'll talk to you later.